In the last section, we put together our certificate.yaml file. Now, at the end of this section, I said there was one last piece of configuration we have to do. It was a little bit off base there. We do have to do one last piece of configuration to our ingress defined inside of our ingress service.yaml file, but we actually only do that last piece of configuration after we have successfully retrieved our certificate. So the general flow here is that we get our issuer, we get our certificate, we deploy that. Cert Manager is going to go through this back and forth process and get our certificate. And then only once we have it, and we have it in hand stored inside of a secret inside of our cluster, are we going to go back to our ingress service and tell it to update itself to use this new certificate. So in other words, we're now at the point where we need to redeploy our application so that the issuer and the certificate files are created as objects inside of our cluster. Once we do that deployment, the Cert Manager that we already installed using Helm is going to see the issuer and certificate and automatically go through this process of reaching out to Let's Encrypt. So to deploy our application, I'm going to flip back over to my terminal. Now, I've been making all these changes on the Devel branch. To be honest, I don't really want to have to go through the process of creating a pull request and all that stuff again and have to wait for multiple runs of our Travis CI server. So instead, I'm just going to change back over to my master branch and commit all of the work over on that branch and then push it directly to master on GitHub. So to get started, I'm going to do a git checkout master. I'll then verify that I see all the changes that I just made to my project. So there's the two files we just added. I'm going to do a git add in a commit. So I'll say added certificate and issuer. And then I'm going to do a git push origin master. Oops, it looks like I've made a couple changes to my project up on GitHub. My mistake, so I need to just pull my changes down. To do so, I'll do a git pull origin master. And then it's going to automatically create a merge request here. So I'll do a right quit like so. So now I can do a git push origin master again. And there we go, all good to go. All right, so as usual, this is going to be picked up by Travis CI. It's going to run our tests, and then it's going to attempt to apply all the different config files in the K8s directory. Since we just created certificate.yaml and issuer.yaml, they will both be created automatically by our kubectl command running over on the Travis CI instance. That will then update our cluster, creating those two objects, and then we should see the cluster essentially start to spring to life with the two new resources, either inside of our workload section right here or the configuration section over here. And honestly, we should actually eventually see the configuration section get that new certificate that we just asked to be created and stored. All right, so we're going to take a pause right here. I'm going to let Travis CI kick in and do its little thing. And then I'm just going to sit around for about 5 or 10 minutes and allow time for Cert Manager to reach out and get that certificate. So in total, I'm going to wait maybe 10-15 minutes or so. So I'll take a quick break and see you in just a little bit.